Hello. Welcome to day 100 of 100 Days of Katie. For those of you who don't know me, I am Keith. I am Katie's husband. And this is not going to go well. Oh, crap. Anywho, um, this whole 100 Days of Katie project has been amazing. It's been it's been so validating. Let's say that validating that I made the right move. Um, I made a good choice. Katie made a better one, but another story. That's for 100 Days of Keith. And she was definitely the one for me. Um, she has been she has been so good for me. She's made me a better person in so many ways. Um, it's it's always it's it's to the point where you think of where you would be in life if you hadn't met somebody. And I honestly think I would have been homeless or addicted to something. I don't know. Uh, I'd have been plugging away at some horrible job. And she is the reason that I I can say of what little successes I have had in life. She is a good part of that. This project has also um, allowed me to hear stories and stuff from people that I would never expect to hear from. Um, People that I don't know. Um, how Katie has touched their lives, how Katie has impacted them in any way, be it good or bad. There's not too many bad ones. Haven't heard any of those stories yet, but I'm sure there's some out there. Nobody's perfect. Um, but it has been so nice to hear these stories, some of which I've heard, and it's always fun to hear them. It's they're always based around Katie's humor. Um, I like to think I give her a run for her money, but I probably don't. That's just probably my own biased opinion. But um, she's touched so many people in so many ways that that sounds so creepy. Um, she's touched so many people's lives in such a good way, and it's always it never gets old. It never gets old. Um, this project has been it was such a fantastic idea. Uh, I've cried through many of these videos, um, not to mention this one. Um, I cry at the drop of a hat now these days. So I mean, shit, it happens almost daily, and it can be out of nowhere. So I mean, that might be just me getting old. Who knows? Um, but yeah, so this project was such a nice surprise. It really does help Katie through the tougher days. Um, Most of them are pretty tough, but there are definitely ones that are tougher than others. So it's always nice to have that video just sitting there waiting. You know, it's always nice to hear something good about yourself, right? So yeah, I can't thank Kat, uh, who really spearheaded this, along with Leah and Hannah and Joe. Um, you girls are pretty awesome. she's Katie's pretty lucky to have people in her life that she does, and that's by no stretch test to her character. Um, I truly believe that the people that surround you are a reflection of yourself as well. So to have such a vast amount of amazing people around her is just goes to show what type of person she is. I'm trying to do this all in one take, first shot, uh, just like she does. I watch her do it every day. Uh, looks so easy. So I'm just gonna ramble sometimes. Who knows? Um, but this project has like like I said, Kat, Leah, Hannah, Joe. Can't thank you girls enough. Not enough. Um, Katie's surrounded by friends, family that are willing to do anything for her. Um, it's it's very isolating for her going through this. Um, it it sometimes gets to the point where, and this is from my perspective, um, where you're just helpless. You're just helpless, and all you can do is try to be there for her. But I mean, she quite honestly a lot of the time is going through this alone. Um, and so her mental state is by and far the strongest. Like her capacity to will herself out of situations is astounding. Um, Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Those days are hard. Um, those times of the day is hard. I'm sure it happens every day to some degree or another. Um, so having such amazing friends and family, people who are willing to do anything, like Leah dropping her life and picking it up in Limoges. Like, I mean, Limoges is pretty awesome just because we're here, but I mean, damn, it's Limoges. Like, we're here for a reason. Leah just came here for Katie. So, uh, I don't think I don't think you can say much more than that. Um, I've I guess I'll go back to the original format that everybody's been following and tell you how Katie and I met. For those of you who don't know, um, Katie and I met when I met through her brothers. Her 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 two brothers are 1 year. One's a 1 year. Andrew's a one year younger than I am. Christian's 1 year older. We ran in the same circles. Didn't really. I mean, we didn't really hang out with each other per se. Like I never just hung out with Andrew and Christian a lot. But we ran in the same circles. We had friends that were friends. We saw each other at parties, at the bars, whatever. And so when Katie became old enough, she started hanging out with them, I guess, and that's when I met her. Um, I met her, I guess actually a bit before that because she would have been at Andrew's wedding. So I think that would have been really the first time I really talked to her. I probably met her a couple times before that, but the first time I really talked to her was probably at Andrew's wedding. Um, and then we played volleyball together. I was running a volleyball team in Lindsay at the time, and so I needed a girl, and I knew that Katie was athletic, so I asked her if she wanted to play. She did, so it was great. It was a lot of fun. Um, that's when I really, when we started going out for drinks and stuff afterwards, I think that's when I really got to know Katie. Um, and then after that, we just kept on running into each other at the bars and at the parties and stuff. And one thing led to another, and we ended up talking a lot. And we both just kind of got each other. Like we both um, laughed at the same jokes. Katie always took it too far, which I loved. Still do. And I tend to take jokes a little bit further, so her capacity to take those jokes far as well is just it works well. Um, we're never afraid to offend each other. Um, some days we can both push it a little bit, I guess, but we've figured out our boundaries. They're pretty far apart. Um, and so yeah, so in the midst of that, um, Katie will probably tell this story differently, uh, because she did ask me on a date, uh, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't react the best. Let's just say, uh, I I knew there was something there, but I didn't know what exactly it was, and so I didn't react the best. So I I made light of it, and uh, she didn't know what to do, so she made light of it as well, and we we ended up going on that date. I think we went up to the movies, or maybe we just ended up somewhere else. I can't remember. Um, but at one point, it was clear to me that she was the one, and I had to act on it sooner than later. And it was the best move I ever made. Um, we've been together. Oh man, this should probably be. I should have thought of this before the starting the video. 2018. Oh, 13 years. 13 years. Yeah, and and it's been amazing. We did long distance for 2 years, which sucked. That sucked. I was living in Janetville, just outside of Lindsay, and she was living in Ottawa, of course. And for 2 years, we did the long distance, and that was brutal. Katie did a lot of the legwork there. She took, like, I mean, she took the bus home so much. Uh, I, Christ, I still owe her for that. I think, because who wants the Greyhound from Ottawa to Lindsay or to Peterborough? Um, so yeah, she did a lot of the legwork there, but it was just too much on both of us. I hated my job at the time. I was selling chips. Everybody thinks that's cool, but it's not. Um, I was selling chips. Hated my job, so I was living with a buddy of mine, Brent, and we sold the house that we had both bought together, and kind of flipped. So we sold the house. I quit my job and I moved up to Ottawa with like zero prospects at all, and it all worked out. Katie saw a job fair for the Ottawa Senators on at the time, and at that time I had had some experience in ice maintenance, and one thing led to another. I had a job at the Sens, and actually at the Scotiabank place, and yeah, that's pretty much how my career got started, I guess. I'm not so much in the hockey field anymore, but refrigeration still. Um, and it was the best move I ever made. Um, I love it here in Ottawa. I wish family was closer. A lot of my good friends and family are still back in the Lindsay, Toronto area. So yeah, it makes seeing them difficult, but uh, worth it. Worth it for sure. I love my job. I like Limoges here. It's mosquitoes are bad, but whatever. What do you do? Yeah, so that's how Katie and I met. Um, we pushed through the. We got engaged, and then we pushed the wedding up when we found out that my dad was sick, and we tried to schedule the early to put the wedding together within like 3 months. Um, which we did, but unfortunately my dad wasn't able to stick around for that. So that was kind of tough. And then, but finding out that Katie's cancer was back 9 days before the wedding, that was a bit of a kick in the nards, to say the least. But the wedding itself was a lot of fun. It was really good. Like I said, we put it together for 3 months. So I mean, we couldn't find the perfect venue, but the venue was serviceable, and it was great, and it was central, and it was local. So it was in Dunsford, just outside Lindsay. Yeah, so it was great. A lot of people made the trip from Ottawa and from, oh Christ, BC and wherever to attend. So it was great. Um, and so yeah, here we are, 3 years later, and making this video. So again, back to the original format. Katie has been the best thing that has ever happened to me. Um, it's it's sobering to to think of where we might be in the future, but all we can do is live for the now and try to make the best of a pretty shitty situation. Um, as for what I'm grateful for, friends and family, number one. Katie's family is amazing. Um, my family is amazing. And our extended family, being Katie's close friend and our close friends, are everybody's just come together in such a great way. Um, having having my dad not here is tough, uh, but having my mom and my sister in my corner all the time uh, is a necessity. And then, of course, Katie's mom and dad and her brothers and extended family, Tara and Michelle, and the kids. They are phenomenal. Um, no lack of support there, and just it's amazing that I married Katie, and her two brothers are both the same age as I am. We like the same stuff. Like, I mean, how I was friends with them beforehand, so I mean, like, how freaking cool is Thanksgiving? Like Christmas, like you just get to hang out with your friends. It's amazing, you know. It's 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 a lot of fun. Um, Leah, Hannah, um, my bitches, they're top shelf. My man crush Milan, my golf buddy. It's it's always nice. Golf is the way I kind of like get away from everything, and it's nice because when you're on the golf course, all you're doing is thinking about how shitty your swing is, um, how you're gonna find the ball that you just drove 250 yards into the woods. So it's uh, it's nice to forget about it. So like I mean, that is essential to my mental health. I'll keep saying that until I get a membership somewhere. Um, yeah. So what I'm grateful for is friends and family, and golf, obviously, and yeah. I mean, what else is there? Um, those are the two most important. Golf's a close third, but those are the two most important things. This video is 20 minutes long now. Been rambling. Um, so to end it, uh, I'll just say Kat and Leah and Hannah and Joe, thank you so much. And Katie, I love you.